In this video, I'm going to talk about how to prepare your classroom for your first session. We're going to take a look at the classroom dashboard. We're going to set up the next session date. We're going to add some classroom notes, and then we're going to add some basic elements such as micro sessions and study groups. Okay, so let's go. The first thing we want to do is to open the classroom dashboard. So here I am at the home page. I want to open up the dashboard for Handle Test. And so rather than clicking on, say, the trash can or the cog, I click on the big grey square, and that will take me straight through to the dashboard. Okay, so let's set up a start time and start date for the next session. So all I'm going to do is click here and set up the next session to start on Monday. And I think I'm going to set up a start time of 9 a.m. Okay, and I can update this like so. Now, the reason we do this is that if the students come to the classroom early, they will now see a message advising them of when the class is due to start. So that's the purpose of this feature. Okay, let's add some classroom notes. So we simply click on the box here and we can type to add some classroom notes. I've prepared some that I'm going to cut and paste in for this classroom. I've put a bunch of links that are relevant to the session that I'm going to run, and I hit update. And once the class starts, the learners are going to be able to access those classroom notes, and I'm going to be able to refer to them. So the next thing is to add some teaching elements. The first type of element I'm going to show you is how to create a micro session. So I'm going to just fold up this panel here, and we're going to hit the button create a micro session. Now, micro sessions are for addressing large groups of students, and they're for the kind of teaching that's very directed and instructor directed. So it's a good idea to have one of these at the start of your class and one of these at the end of the class to bring all the students together. So I'm going to schedule this one to start at 9:05. And I can assign a lead instructor for this micro session. That's actually going to be me in this case. And I'm going to then have to add what the session covers. I'm going to say it's going to cover welcome to the session. And now I have a choice about whether to make it an optional session or a compulsory session. Seeing as this is the introduction to the session, I think that everybody should attend, so I'll make it compulsory. What this means is that when the learners are in the session, they're going to be automatically taken into the video call when I launch it. I'm not going to cover the other options in this video. I'm just going to hit continue, and we'll see that micro session appear. So there it is in our activity feed. Now, I should point out that as we create these elements, the classroom is not open and the students are not going to be able to see these at all. They're only going to become visible once we hit the start session button, which we won't do until the day of the class. Okay, I'm now going to create some study groups. So study groups are for learner-to-learner activities. There's lots of different ways that they can be created, but one way is that the instructor can create them ready for the learners. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to hit the create study group button. And I'm going to create a few different study groups to discuss some different topics. So this study group is going to be for discussing social learning. And I've created it here, and I'm going to make another one. And this one's going to be for discussing web technologies for collaboration. and I'm going to make another study group, and this one is going to be for discussing Handel. So now I have my 3 study groups queued up and ready to go. I can add some more, and there are some various other settings, but I'm not going to take you through this in this video. A couple more things. I'll just refer you back to the classroom settings, and you'll see that there are some other settings here that are quite important. So we might want to adjust the maximum number of people who can be in a study group at any one time. Now imagine that there are 15 learners in my classroom, then I've only got 3 study groups. I'm definitely going to want to allow more than 2 learners to join a study group at a time. So I think I'm going to make this up to 6. The other settings here allow how many questions a learner can ask at any one time, and how many learners can follow any given question, but I'm quite happy with those settings. The other thing is to look at the default settings here. This tells me what the initial state of the classroom is going to be when I open it. So I can allow questions or not. I think I'm going to leave them turned off for the moment, and I can allow students to create their own study groups or not. And again, I think I'm going to leave them turned off for the moment. Okay, so that's good. I think I have my class ready to go. And so in the next video, I'll show you how to actually start your session and how to run it.